Hi and welcome to part 3 of episode 11 of my Destiny 2 playthrough. This is literally right after the last episode, or last part, because I do really want to continue going through this, and I did kind of leave this on a cliffhanger, which is weird. But I do want to talk about a little bit of what happened last episode about me saying that my dad hurts a whole lot, so I could have let him just wait there a little bit. It wasn't that bad. He literally called me as I was doing stuff. All he did was smack a bug off of his shoulder, so I knew it wasn't really that bad. I didn't have to like rush right then and there, but I did have to go in there and help him a little bit, which was just rubbing him a little bit. And the reason why I have to help him is because I am very good at helping ease pain. Uh, don't know exactly how to describe it. I'm just very good at helping ease pain. And I say I don't know how to exactly describe it because I'm doing a whole lot. It my own version of medicine, basically, and how to put this. I prefer to go more natural, so to speak, until it's absolutely needed to go more than that. Like, if you need to go to the doctor, go to the fucking doctor. But there are so many different ways to just stretch, rub out different parts of your muscles and different groups like that to just help overall pain and overall growth of whatever's going on and just ease different things like that. And taking hot showers, different things like that can help overall instead of just going to the doctor for a hurt foot. But keep an eye on that hurt foot. For an example, hurt foot. It's not actually what's going on, but hurt foot. That then, if you keep an eye on it and it does get worse and worse and worse, go to the doctor. But if it's just a little sprained, like put ice on it to begin with, put some hot water on it, like a bath, so to speak, because that could actually, or a bath is more helpful. A hot bucket of water, not just running water, to just help it ease, depending on what exactly the problem is. Sometimes that could actually make it worse, but that's all per instance. And the reason why I say I can't really describe all of this, even though I kind of did, is because I'm just good at it. I because of all the things I am good at when it comes to stuff like that, I know that my calling is to help people, and all the different things I'm good at. I'm good at scientific thinking and just understanding and all sorts of different things. I think I'm meant to be there with Elon when he makes the next leap for humanity kind of thing. And a lot of people that I have heard just don't like Elon for some reason or another. Elon Musk is the most brilliant man I have ever seen. His ability to not care about a damn thing except can you get something done is fucking gorgeous. Everything about that man I have heard is absolutely gorgeous. Even him saying it's a baby name, it's a gender, it doesn't really matter, is understandable. How he did it, from what I heard, is a little bit like dude, but his overall message is correct. Like, it's a gender, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be that regardless, and different things like that. But his wife did not want to see it, from what I heard, so that's a little bit eh. But overall, it doesn't matter. Like you said, a trick with getting speed booster with amplified: start sprinting. If you want to get it at the very end, start sprinting before it hits 2. 3 in that general area, you can actually get amplified, which is very handy. And this general playstyle is why I really want that exotic helmet. Oh! I heard them, but did not know there was multiple of them. Ow! There we go. And just for a good understanding of what I'm planning on doing with that exotic helmet, I think I'm going to want to use Monty, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to want to do that general thing. And from there, I don't know. I just know I want that exotic helmet. And prioritize melee overall because of what I can actually do with melee. Like, for an example, all you need is 2 shurikens to be able to free something.
This is stasis at its most powerful. I won't lie. It scares me. I just don't want to see it turn on you. Its grasp is sinister.
And something cool about last part. The last part, the ending, where I was in that big Vex area, and this is something that actually was explained here in this campaign, but I'm not actually going to go do all that. I think that's not actually part of it. The reason why the Exo Mind, or not the Exo, the reason why Exos work, the entire reason why the Exo Mind project actually worked is because of that portal. The portal itself actually helped.
Will share.
Thank you, Verix. The entire thing that makes an exomind an exomind is the radiolarian fluid, or how a lot of people call it, Vex milk. Milk is not the right word for it, it's just white and sloshy. That's why it's called Vex milk. It is nowhere near milk, it's actually microscopic bots that, in my personal theories, is connected to the very fundamentals of reality. Every time you go into the Vexnet, like the deep Vexnet, the one, like the Tron places, the places where it's all glowing and there's not actually ground, it's all abyss and stuff like that. That entire area, and you go there in Excalibur Exotic Mission, that general area. That entire thing, I believe, is the quantum realm, but made more tangible, which is why they're able to even fuck with time itself, because the quantum realm would technically allow you to fuck with time itself, like in the Vault of Glass, but the reason why it's just in the Vault of Glass, so they can literally retcon your ass, is because that is where they primarily have the time manipulation voodoo hoodoo. Even though it's not actually voodoo hoodoo, which is why I think that they are using science technically. They're basically Necrons from Warhammer 40k. They break our understanding of science, but it's just because they're more in tune to it. And all these different things. It's just fucking crazy how powerful the Vex technically are, even though they're one of the weakest enemy types. There hasn't actually been a campaign revolving around them or a season revolving around them primarily as a main villain in such a long time. And speaking of retconning your ass,
Wish to return the Elixni to greatness. Verix wished to follow her, but her anger has made her blind, and it has made Verix see. Aramis cannot save the Elixni, and we cannot save Aramis. We must help the Elixni who wish to flee Aramis. We must give them the second chance she promised. And then the way will be clear for you to end her reign.
aye aye, Captain. As I was saying about retconning, I did not know that he would do that voice line, which is why I did that. I'm sorry about that. But speaking of retconning, the Vault of the Glass, just a very funny thing about the lore here, about the lore of the Vault of Glass. The Vault of Glass, this raid, technically had 6 people go in chronologically, and taking Vex time in this too, like chronologically, technically, 6 people went in, 3 people went out. And when they went out, Even them themselves did not remember the other three that went in. No one remembered the other three. The other three just got retconned from existence, where it's actually written down in the Vanguard history books as 3 went in, 3 went out. They all technically survived, which is fucking terrifying that they can technically retcon your ass, completely and utterly delete you from all time, all space, and that's you have to walk into the Vault of Glass to have that happen to you. Technically, you can't just have that happen to you from the decks overall, because if that could happen, it would happen a whole lot more, and it hasn't because we remember a whole lot of different things. But the the possibilities there are fucking terrifying for what the Vex technically can do. Like the Vex weaponry is insane for what they could technically do to somebody. They literally are the Necrons, but in Destiny 2. And look up the Necron weaponry because, oh my god.
The splinters. All the darkness here on Europa. I thought I could stand it, but I had no idea we'd be here for so long. Or that you would keep getting closer and closer to it.
The skill is prepared. Help my allies flee this ruined place, and they will become your allies too.
I'm actually going to swap my build here. Do I have enough space? I do. Cool. I'm going to swap to maximum ignitions, because that sounds fun. Okay. How this area works is that there's 3 things around the place that you have to go do to unlock that. It's basically in Syndrome lock. I think it's like 0 point energy. And Syndrome as in from Incredibles. Oh, yeah, actually teleported. Huh. Ooh! These are exotic patrols that can give you a higher chance to get an exotic. That's actually something I'm going to want to do. I don't think it. While the storm is going, because you're technically getting pushed while you're trying to skate, it will not let you skate. This is not at all needed. Well, damn. Good dodge. But it's cool. Okay, I love that. You can't actually jump or really drop with the skimmer. That's kind of annoying, but actually really fucking cool. Where exactly do I need to go? Oh, I was... You gotta be... Okay. I thought I had to, like, go around and stuff. I didn't know it was actually in that area. Shit. Something very fun about the skimmer is technically your body doesn't count as the hitbox. It is the skimmer itself.
Are you okay? I know. It feels wrong, wielding darkness. We'll do what needs to be done. I'm here if you need me.
Ooh. Okay. I'm dabbling with the concept of a exotic skimmer and how it could actually fit with like always on time, that general concept. Making it where the dodge makes you invisible or something like that, like harder to hit, something like that.
Better I feel. They deserve safety. Away from Aramis.
A victory, yes, but more remain. And when I find them, they'll all die. Good riddance to traitors like you, unworthy of my empire. Aramis, it was never meant to be an empire. It was meant to be home. Our home was taken from us by your once great machine. There is no home for us while it still lives. Aramis. Varix had hoped somewhere within. The friend I knew remained. But after what you did, I knew I was wrong. Do you know why they call us Fallen? It wasn't our whirlwind that earned us that name. We're fallen because Elixir like you never proved we could stand up. To humanity, we were always weak, always doomed.
I know with Amplified you can make this jump, but can you make it with max mobility and triple jump? Ah, so close. I think that is a no. Well, I'm just gonna take the stairs then. Oh, hell yeah! I burned out a dude! This build is designed for higher end content in mind, so it's not really needed to go all out with any of my weapons.
You think me insane, don't you, Paul? One day you'll understand. When your city falls and your people die. When your traveler abandons you.
Something kind of funny about the name Traveler. I'm sorry, this is genuinely kind of funny. The scientists that found the Traveler named it the Traveler because they were brainstorming while playing basketball, if I remember correctly. And they were talking about the penalty of traveling while you're moving the ball. And they just said, fuck it, it's the Traveler because it's traveling from place to place like the basketball. If I remember correctly. Like, I remember it was something around those lines, but don't know if it was that specific thing. Which is just fucking funny.
Aramis is wrong about Varix, about Elixni. Varix came to Europa for a second chance, for the right thing. That is strength, not weakness.
Oh, please, Varix. You only came here to hide. Like a coward.
No! Releasing Vex put Elixni lives in danger. Many have already perished. Aramis, you are the real coward!
Silence! I've had enough of you, Varix. I will enjoy watching your skull shatter into pieces.
And that right there is actually why I really think he's autistic or something like that, because that was pure fucking adrenaline. Pure fucking adrenaline makes stuff like that happen. And if it was actually like a stutter, I think he would still have that stutter. He would still have that problem. That's just how to put this, a glitch in his mind that he can just power through, relatively speaking, but just going mellow? He can't do that. He's not thinking about doing that, but he technically could if he wanted to. That's just how he naturally ticks, which is something about autism. You can technically just bounce through it, not bounce through it, go through it with maximum adrenaline, and your stutter might not happen. Sometimes it might happen like 5 times worse, but sometimes you can just completely power through it. And your stutter, as in whatever that problem might be, because most of the time it's like dealing with people, at least in my personal opinion, or not personal opinion, in my understanding, it has been a whole lot of working with people, communication, that general thing is the main problem. Oh yeah, burnout. For autistic people. Now, that entire process is fucking gorgeous, because if you don't know what's going on, the ignition counts as melee damage. So, because I have, and I do want to specify this because it's just fucking cool, that, while Radiant throwing knife refunds when you get a melee kill, that, which is a melee, and where is it? That, it all stacks together, including the ignition, to allow me to do all these things on top of each other, which is fucking gorgeous. Which is why I have a whole lot of swashbuckler, and that, because I'm constantly, excuse me, sorry about that, I'm constantly doing ignitions, which can build into that, and if I really want more ignitions, like this is meant for higher end, I can just do infinite ignitions. Everything will be covered in red, and everything will be exploding if this is going right. I might want to change out my grenade, though. I don't actually really like that. I don't know what else I would use there right now, but I don't like the firebolt right now. Firebolt is interesting, is fun, but if it could hit multiple, that'll be a lot better.
Welcome
Or
back.
more, technically.
It's time to meet your
Ooh, I
This was
think the sun grenade. And part of what makes that Dragon Breath so good is while something's scorched, I'm getting more ability in it.
I will destroy you. Your once great machine and everyone else.
Like you just saw there.
Your chains are showing. All that power wasted serving false gods. Allow me to help you break free.
Ghost! This is... I can't. I'm sorry.
Look what I've done for you. No more light. No more dark.
Look within. Focus your power.
How interesting.
The only thing we have to break here is you.
Come then, Pawn. Show me what freedom has given you.
It has given you an ass whooping. That's what it's given me.
Come to me, Pawn. Tear the darkness out from inside you.
How do you get in my way, you bitch? Then why am I using it, ho?
However you do this, it does not matter. I still tear you apart. Power was meant for me and the elixir, not stone.
She just didn't want me to give her a card. Damn.
It will not end this way. It can't. What?
Something kind of cool. This is actually kind of cool in the temperature sense. She was actually stuck in that ice for multiple years. She just recently actually got released. Uh, Technically a spoiler, but I can't go through this, and you have to look it up yourself if you don't want to see it. When she got released, that same general like main area, or not main area, when she got released in the general like couple months span around that time, she actually got one of the tower people one of the people that work with all the people that works with the Guardian literally was the engineer for the Vanguard type person, which was Amanda Holliday. She actually died in the most Guardian way possible. And Guardian way possible, as in, if you didn't know, to become a Guardian, there's a lot of different steps, but the main steps are basically how to understand what to become a Guardian is watch how she died. That entire, the devotion, the sacrifice, the this has to be done, all of these extra steps are what makes her, is what gonna make her a Guardian at some point, if she still has that contract, she as in the voice actor, because I
Yes,
do think she should come back.
darkness resides within, beckoning you, as it has many others, across lifetimes, timelines. Beyond ours lies another world, one pervaded by darkness, where guardians abandoned their light at the call of temptation. In that world, you were no exception. But here, in this world, light and dark swell within you side by side, giving you strength. Remember that when you step onto the ziggurat once more. You're there for one reason and one alone. To fully harness the darkness within you. It's time now. They're expecting you.
uh Going back to what I was saying about the exotic skimmer, I like the idea of being able to dodge to avoid things, but I think more dabbled into that for what a skimmer can do, letting you dodge in the air.
Wielding stasis may be taking more of a toll on you than you know. I can resurrect you with the light, but if using darkness consumes you, I may be powerless.
Okay, with that, like I said in previous episodes, could the Guardian technically take themselves with darkness and resurrect themselves? Technically? Like, they have the darkness, and technically the darkness is two sides of the same coin. If the light can bring you back, can't the dark do the same thing? In like a different way, kinda sorta?
I just want you to know, I'm here with you. Through light or dark. We're partners. Always.
I try to emote and say hi. Also, something kind of cool. This pattern is just stasis. And I have theorized that that is actually like a language in of itself, because different things have different symbols and different things. Like Arc kind of explodes in the same explosion. Void has its own explosion. Each one has their own effects that I think might be like how the Hive has their own language, but it's like more fundamental. And speaking of that, something that I'm not talking about with Hive, and I should actually talk about that next expansion. Never mind. Or you know what? I did kind of cliffhanger there. The Wellspring, their entire concept of taking light or taking power from death, is the Wellspring, and Wellspring is also a mod with weapons. That entire concept, I think, is actually a base form of Strand, because it's using consciousness and the power of life, which Strand is, to gain energy. And they're both coincidentally green, which I think is why their language has so much power in it, because it's their base ability is being able to touch into darkness abilities, because the entire species itself is pyrocausal, which is pretty fucking cool. I'm gonna quickly slap something together to see what exactly I could fiddle with, because I haven't really fiddled with Hunter stuff at all, which is why I'm really wanting to do that. Hmm. That's actually an interesting idea. could. Okay. I don't really want to. Actually, I do want to dabble with that. That's an easy test. Because depending on how exactly that works, I could use one shuriken to freeze, depending on how much that actually adds.
You've
And if it does.
taken control of the darkness within and sent Aramis to her end. It's time the truth presented itself to you. I mentioned before another timeline. My own. There Aramis lived, and the temptation of darkness thrived. It pervaded the minds of the good and preyed on their desires, bringing about a new dark age. I feared these events unavoidable, and though I still do, you've given me cause to hope again. Our fight is far from over. We must prevent that dark future, no matter what. Thanks to you, I stand no longer at a familiar end, only a promising new beginning.
Now, the reason why she thought it was inevitable is because she basically did a live, die, repeat, but not just a day, years trying to fix the problem. And she's an exo, so she technically is immortal, so all these different things. And I think how she actually went through time was using Vex Tech, but differently. I don't know exactly how she went through time. I think it's around Vex Tech, and also using Neomuni stuff, which is what that dish was, which is pretty cool. I don't know what exotic I want to pair with it right now. Is the biggest thing with the entire build. Because I technically could do a whole lot of different things. You know, I'm just gonna fiddle. I'm gonna fiddle on my own time while I do all that. Or while I do play on my own. Because I will only do the campaigns with y'all, but as I just want to do things, I'll just do things. Does more Scorch, like with this plus Dragon Breath, stack with that? Like, more Scorch is better, or does it really not matter, kind of thing? I will make it where I can cause ignitions rapidly.
Aramis is gone. I can't say I agree with your methods, but you did what had to be done. Europa is a treasure trove of Golden Age knowledge. That knowledge, good and bad, belongs to humanity and must remain out of the hands of our enemies. With their Kell gone, the Fallen will be scattered and disorganized. Frequent targeted strikes will keep them that way. I've made an arrangement with the Awoken. Temporary immunity for Barracks while he helps us secure Europa. It doesn't sit right with me, after what happened to Cayde. But there are greater threats on our doorstep now.
Throughout all of this, you'll hear a lot about Cayde's death, because Cayde's death is one of the biggest things that has happened in the story because of what Cayde could do, what Cayde has done, and just who Cayde is. Cayde 6 was not just a Hunter Vanguard, he was the Hunter Vanguard for the longest time, and even the Hunter Vanguards before him did not accomplish half the shit he did. He was the Hunter, basically, for the longest time.
I know Ikora has things under control, but remind her, I'm here when she needs me.
Hell yeah. Okay, I did that entire main quest line. I can go back to him and do all of that. But do I? Do I want to, technically? Because I could. I'm debating if that's nitpicky or not. I don't actually need to do that because I've already done that. That is a lot of nitpicky. That, though... You know, I'm going to let y'all do that if you do want to, because that is actually technically a lot more nitpicky, but that is also how you get the main amount of loot. Like the pulse rifle, the rocket launcher, the fusion rifle, and the shotgun. And speaking of the fusion rifle is actually the most interesting weapon in this entire this entire expansion, because it's the only high impact volley fusion rifle. There is, not volley, more shotgun fusion rifle. It used to, I think, I don't know if it still does, have the ability to charge up and do one thump of all the damage instead of a volley like typical fusion rifles, which is a very interesting concept overall, and that is the only one that does that. I think it's a different name. It might be the same name. I'm actually going to check that. Because I know there is still high impacts, but there is a difference between high impacts like this and this. Aha, it's an aggressive frame, not a high impact. I knew something was weird about that. That allows it to do some interesting things, but this is the only aggressive frame fusion rifle, which in and of itself is pretty fucking cool. But I'm not gonna do that because that's not really fun. Or it is fun. It is something that everyone should do, and I am going to do that in my own time. I just don't think that it is needed for the story or the not story, the playthrough, so to speak, because it's not really something that is main game. It is main game, but I really want these playthroughs where you can actually play them on your own, because Destiny is such a big game. I do want you to play it on your own because there's so much extra shit you can do on your own than watching through my game or watching through my gameplay and different things like that. Unlike, for an example, Infamous, where it's the same game, just how well can you play it? Which is why if I ever do, not if, whenever I do get back to that, I will still be doing everything I possibly can. Unlike this playthrough, where I'm trying my best to figure out what is good for the overall playthrough and what is not really needed for the overall playthrough. Just pros and cons, different things like that. With all that said, I am actually going to start one of the legendary campaigns right now. Something kind of cool, and I am going to do this just to make sure I am correct that Witch Queen came next. You can go through here to see what expansions happened. Technically, I could do that, but that's an entire event, not really a campaign. That's actually pretty fun, though. It introduces the Galahorn, which is a pretty... Or, how about this? It is a guaranteed exotic, not dealing with RNG, and to do the entire thing is actually pretty fun in the dungeon that you get with this. It is also very fun because it gives you a whole lot of references to Halo and different things that Bungie has made, because it's Bungie's 30th anniversary. It's a very fun pack that I really think is worth it. All of these packs are actually worth it. If you did not know, Bungie has always prioritized your money, your time kind of thing. Forsaken was one of the most expensive DLCs when it first came out because of the amount of shit it gave you. Other DLCs has actually been different prices depending on what it actually gives you, which is pretty fucking cool overall, because some developers, like for an example, Activision, would make every single campaign the exact same price no matter what it actually gives you, which is fucking cool. I do want to make sure I might have enough time. I think I have enough time. I have about 15 minutes around that. I think I have enough time for this. After this cutscene, I should actually have the pop-up for Legendary or not.
People look to their leaders for answers. But ever since the planets were ripped from our sky, it seems all I can offer are more questions. And now, with Mars returned, I hardly know where to start.
The planets disappeared in Season of the Rivals. Look that up if you want to understand what happened, because that is a pretty interesting concept. Because the Darkness basically took planets, like how they take entities to make it the Taken. It took fucking planets.
Where is she?
Your theory was correct. The relic is of the pyramids. There's no doubt.
Word is out about Mars.
I need more time.
The Cabal are mobilizing. We need to... Secure the camp!
Wait. It seems they have another target.
What are they aiming at?
Savathun.
This entire campaign is a brain fuck, so be prepared for that, because okay, when I say brain fuck, I mean if you actually do think about the concepts that it is going to bring to you and different things like that, and it all actually matters. Like, okay, boiling it down, where we're about to go into her throne world is technically into her very mind. And keep that in mind, because it actually matters. It is insane how this shit actually comes across. And this shit is gonna get hard instantaneously. Things are not gonna die in one shot and different things like that, which is why I was really looking forward to Legendary campaign. Hopefully this does not take more than how long I got. Fuck, I only got about 10 minutes. I can speedrun this shit. Wait. Fuck, I think this mission might be a little bit too long. I'm at least going till a checkpoint.
Guardian, Eris and I are establishing hidden operations near the cradle. What's your location?
We're in some kind of crop field.
What you see is a window into the Golden Age. Mars has returned with temporal instabilities, and Savathun's presence here is no coincidence.
We believe the reappearance of Mars drove her out of hiding, and our intel says she may be in a weakened state. The Cabal fleet is blocking the flight path onto her ship. We need you to find a way to get up there and track Savathun down.
This may be our only chance to strike.
Okay, I'm trying to deduce if it's sunk. Oh, that's kind of shit, but it happens in a whole lot of different games. But I'm trying to deduce if it's sunk, which is why that is higher, or if that's. I believe it just sunk, but I don't know how that would sink or that would sink, because it's not. It isn't even lined up really. Is that how things function? Because it is sand, but there is stone, so I don't think it should have sunk. But I think that's what they're trying to say happened. I'm sorry. I really like going through just thinking about little things. Because every little thing matters when it comes to a story like this. And places like that, you'll see in different destinations here and there. That is where each place the traveler touched. Because it's in different planets here and there, but all of them are where the traveler touched, which is pretty interesting. Shit, I forgot to change out for the different grenade. I can make it work. Huh. Oh, fuck, the turrets! Fucking turret, bitch. There you are, you fucking bitch. I heard your gun. Turrets are the worst. Okay. They're the worst to fight, but they are very stationary, so they're not that hard to fight. They just can shred you instantaneously. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. And this is what I'm saying, this shit is gonna be hard. I'm too close to the explosive barrel! Whoo! I am also gonna have to get in the groove of actually having to play good. Because I could just run through this shit without having any problem if I played on the basic campaign. Or basic difficulty. Things like that are also what makes this game fucking gorgeous. The legs matter and everything matters about an enemy. Which makes this game feel so much more alive, in my personal opinion.
The Cabal are setting up a giant cannon. I have an idea. Head inside and get me to a console.
Next episode will be episode 12. I am not going to do a 4-parter, and I do think that this is a good extra... Or how about this? A good way to segue into the next campaign, is put it in the same part. I forgot I have Radiant. Or I forgot Radiant gives me anti-barrier rounds somehow magically.
Bring me to the console. Let's see how this cannon works. After Queen Mara conducted that ritual, I thought Sabaton would go into hiding. Why is she showing herself again so soon? Seems too reckless for a god of cunning.
I forget what season he was talking about. I was gonna tell you what to look up there, but I forget.
Okay, guys. We need fuel, power, and projectile control. You'll be the projectile, of course. I know what you're thinking, but trust me, this will work. My plans always work. Let's start with opening the fuel lines.
Okay. Shit. I don't want this cliffhanger. This is not a good cliffhanger. This is kind of a lackluster one. After this encounter, I'm gonna upload a video and gonna make the next video-ish. Not instantaneously, because I can just save quit. But it will be made. that stuff is why I have all the different buttons on an instant press, because it allows me to just flow through combat. I'm gonna die! I live, but barely. Holy shit. Also, a very handy thing about finishers is they actually give you a damage reduction. Just at base, which can let you survive some intense encounters just by pressing the finisher button. Fuck. I thought I could go around the corner there. I should have dodged. Hell yeah, the Scorch got him. Fuck. Why did... Sack of fuck. And just so you know, when I say stuff like that, that is not a bad thing on the developer's part. It just happens. Games are games. Alright. This is a save point, I think. No, it's not a save point. Fuck, I have less than a minute. Not less than a minute. I have basically less than a minute. Minute and 30. Yeah. Shit. With all this said and done, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one after I dunk this, and hopefully you get the voice slot. No, what? I forgot about the fucking rocket. Ugh. With all that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next